If I lost everything today, no money, no experience, and had to start trading all over again in 2025, this is exactly how I'd do it. No BS, just what actually works. And honestly, I wish someone would have shared this with me when I was first starting. Because if you're just starting, or if you've been grinding for a while without seeing real progress, what I'm going to share with you today could save you years of pain and wasted capital. Now let's get straight into it. Before anything, I'd make sure I have a reliable income stream besides trading. Doesn't matter if it's a remote job, freelancing, Uber, creating YouTube videos, whatever works. The goal is simple: pay bills, stay calm, and be able to fund your trading account consistently. If you're looking to trading for a way to cover your rent or pay some bills, you're already going down the wrong track at the beginning. You'll force trades, you'll over leverage, and when you lose, you're not just losing money, but you're losing your stability too, which you don't want to be doing. When I first started trading, I was still in school and had a couple different jobs throughout that time, doing what I could to make a little bit of money. One as a forklift operator in a box factory, and the second was at a golf simulator or sports bar type thing. Since I wasn't even in my 20s yet, I didn't really have any major expenses, and I was really only taking care of myself, so I would throw most of what I made into trading accounts. Everyone's circumstances and starting points are different. You might be a bit older than I was at the time, and maybe working full time, or maybe you're younger than I was at the time and have similar circumstances to what I had. But either way, you'll be able to apply what you learn in this video, regardless of where you're starting from. Back when I first started, I blew account after account and watched my bank balance go down to zero more than once. It definitely wasn't easy, but I stuck with it because I saw the potential and what trading could possibly lead to, and I kept telling myself that if I was going to take a risk and try and learn something like this, now was the time to do it. If I had to start again in 2025, no matter my circumstances, whether I was 19 with a part-time job or 29 with a full-time job and responsibilities, I'd make sure I have an income to cover my life first, and then I'd use whatever I'm comfortable with from what's left over to fund my trading accounts. I would personally start with a live account over a demo. That way I have a bit of skin in the game and understand what it feels like to play with real money. I would make sure I'm keeping my position size very small, but even so, I would still have some skin in the game and would still get an idea for how that emotional aspect of trading works. I think demo has its benefits and can go really well with a live account. I would probably trade with both rather than just having a demo account. That way I can feel the wins and losses and actually start learning the emotional side of trading. At the beginning, it's not about making money. It's about continuing to show up, gaining experience, and learning the skill. Once I had my income sorted out, the next step would be to lock in on one strategy. I would commit to it fully, consistently trading and gaining experience with that approach. One of the biggest reasons why new and struggling traders remain stuck is because they continue to switch strategies when things aren't working. By doing that, they're not giving themselves enough time to properly learn and understand that trading strategy or even the market, so of course they're not going to be seeing that success. If you're not willing to put in that time and struggle through a bit of losing with a new strategy, you'll never get good with any strategy, and regardless of which strategy you're using, you won't find that success. I'd make sure I block out all the noise of different strategies and different kinds of setups, and I'd lock in on one. I'd make sure I'm picking a strategy that makes sense to me and is something I can see myself sticking with. For me, that's breakout trading. Specifically, support and resistance breakouts, trendline breakouts, and reversal setups. That's the trading style that I've refined for myself over time and have really built some confidence with. But that doesn't mean it's the best way to trade or the right way to trade for you, because there really is no one right way to do it. There are plenty different strategies that traders have that all work well for them. You just need to pick a strategy that you like and stick with it long enough so that you can see those results. Give it a few solid months of focused effort and keep track of your results. Screenshot your entries and exits and keep track of as much details of each trade as you can. Journal what worked and what didn't for your trades, and if you take the time to reflect on this, you'll truly start to see incredible results and improvements in your trading. A lot of the most important trading lessons, and lessons in general, come from losses and mistakes. So by going back and analyzing these trades, whether it's a win or a loss, you can learn from those past results and use that to improve moving forward. Once I had a basic understanding of my trading approach, I'd go live, but with the smallest possible position size. Just enough to have some skin in the game, but not enough to let my emotions take control. Demo trading definitely has its benefits, but I've always preferred trading live, even if it's with a small trading account. When I have real money on the line, even if it's just a few bucks, I have a little bit more emotion involved, which allows me to work on my emotional discipline. The emotional side of trading is very significant, so getting a grip on that early and working on nailing that down is going to be your best bet. The goal at this stage is not to make money. It's to start gaining experience and start building confidence in your trading process. And this is where journaling becomes very important and useful. I'd track every trade, screenshot my entries and exits, write down what I saw, why I took that trade, how I felt, and what the outcome was. Not just to document the wins and losses, but to actually go back, reflect on them, and learn something. Give it a few solid months and be honest with yourself in your journal. If you do, you'll start to spot patterns in your trading, you'll avoid repeated mistakes, and you'll tighten up your overall trading execution. And that's when things start to shift. When you stop taking random trades, when you start trading with a purpose and understand what you're doing. At this point, I'd focus on building a process that I can repeat, something simple and clear. That means I'd follow a checklist, whether it's a physical or mental checklist, that includes my entry criteria, my risk per trade, the time of day and session that I trade, and my trade setup. Because if you don't have rules for yourself to follow, then you don't have a trading system. And if you don't have this, you won't have consistent results. You're just trading and hoping it works out. This is where many traders go wrong. They understand the setup, they've seen it play out before, but they have no structure around how to actually execute that trade. So they don't know how to get those consistent results. Here's a quick tip. I'd also make sure I'm keeping track of key metrics like win rate, average risk to reward, and which setups of mine are performing the best. Then I would double down on what's working and cut what's not. The last step in how I'd start trading in 2025, and probably the hardest to learn, is patience. I'd treat it like learning any other skill because that's exactly what it is. A trading strategy is not the only thing that makes a consistently profitable trader. A lot of what it comes down to is patience and discipline. Because if you don't have the patience to wait for those high quality setups, or the discipline to avoid those low quality setups, then finding consistency in the market is going to be very challenging. I do my best to only enter the cleanest, highest probability setups, the ones that check every box of my trading plan. And if I'm not seeing those setups during any given day or trading session, then I don't enter a trade at all. Simple as that. This is where most traders slip. They overtrade because they want to feel productive, or they're afraid to miss a move. This is your reminder that forcing even one or two trades can not only wipe out your entire week's worth of profit, but set you back much farther. The moment I stopped chasing every move the market made and let go of the FOMO, I immediately started to see my trading results improve. So to recap, if I had to start trading all over again in 2025, first, I would make sure I have an income coming in so that I can cover my cost of living and fund my small trading account. Second, I'd pick one trading strategy and go all in, figuratively of course, learning as much as I possibly could. My goal would be to learn and gain as much experience with that strategy as I could. Third, I would trade small and keep a detailed trading journal. Fourth, I'd make patience one of my main priorities, both in the market when looking for trades and with learning trading as a whole. And fifth, I'd make sure I stay away from the market unless I have a clean, high probability setup. It's not glamorous and it's not going to happen overnight, but it's the only way that I know how to build a trading career that grows and lasts. I hope you enjoyed the video and got real value from it, especially if you're just starting your trading journey or finally trying to turn a corner. If you did enjoy, feel free to drop a like and comment down below on the video. Also hit that subscribe button to stay tapped in for future videos and live trading streams here on the channel. I'll see you in the next one.